Morning, everyone. We've got about a minute left, so we'll let some people queue up and then we're going to start. Hope everybody's enjoying this summer weather that we've waited for so long. It went from spring to full on blown summer. So get your tan on because we haven't had much opportunity to go to the beach. But do it safely with your SPF, whatever, that fits you. I burn like a steak on a grill, so I have to really watch it. So today's going to be a lot about classes. We're going to talk about things that are coming up and what we're doing going forward, opening up the shop a little more. We're going to talk about the shop hop. We're going to remind you again that it's 168 days till Christmas. Now that sounds like a long time, but if you're working on multiple projects, that can be eaten up really quickly. So we'll keep you honest as the months go on. Biggest thing going on right now, Shop Hop. It starts on the 22nd, runs through the 25th. All of the participating stores will be open 9 to 5 during those days, regardless of what their current hours are. We will be offering here at Quilting Away an outside area with a pop-up tent and some chairs in the shade in case you feel the shop is too crowded for you to go in and shop at that time. We will be stamping your passports out there and excuse me, and giving your gift when you come out there to rest or grab a snack. We will be monitoring people coming into the shop. Thank you very much, Linda, my ever-present cup of coffee. We will be monitoring the amount of people in the shop at a time. So as it is now, our cash register will be in the other room and the majority of our shopping will be in the main shop area of the store. Excuse me. Gotta love allergies, even in July. So our next live, because of the shop hop, will be on the 22nd, which is a Wednesday, at 9:30. So it will be an update on what we're going to have up for the shop hop and just a quick little precursor. After the hop, we'll be doing some sort of a roundup, either a slideshow or a short live. So we're going to talk about classes. Well, first let's talk about fabric. Could you give me a Halls, please, on the table? I'm running Linda around the shop, so you might get a flash of her as she goes by. We received 13 bolts of fabric last Friday, and that was the Meg Hawley Halloween fabrics. They are from Maywood Studio, and I don't know if you folks, a lot of you remember Meg Hawley, but she did the quilts where you took acrylic pencils and medium and colored in, and these have that soft tonal texture. This is a witch assortment. These are some little plant tags, and all of these come in multiple colors. Thank you. These are one of my favorites. These are the smiling pumpkins. And to me, they look like a heart-shaped balloon with a pumpkin face. All of these come in multiple background colors. There is a panel that goes with this, and we have designed a special quilt utilizing that panel, which we hope to reveal next week. Here is one of the focus fabrics, and this comes in multiple colors. But if you look at this fabric, You've got these wonderful motifs. You've got crows, you've got sewing spells, you've got potions, all of this wonderful, wonderful stuff. So Crabapple Hill Studios is Meg Holly's company. I couldn't think of that to save my soul. So what I have done for our quilt is I have fussy cut some of these motifs to go with the little girls out of the panel. So come by and check it out. It's lovely, lovely fabric. Of course, it's Maywood, so it's not unkind to your hands. And it's $11.49 like everything else. So we also got a selection of Christmas blenders in a light teal, blue, and gray, and they are stunning. They have, some of them have little silver stars on them, and they're blender background kind of fabrics that will go with some of the other things we already have. We received a large collection of fall, and that will be coming out in kits later in the week. Watch the website. They will be appearing out there on the website. And then we got a new designer, which we're going to highlight by itself. It's not a holiday. It's not a blender. It's just some really cool fabric from a new male designer who is doing some fun stuff with fun colors. So watch for that little Facebook update that's going to be coming. Classes. We are going to be starting classes in September. Our first sit and sew will be Wednesday, September 9th, 11 to 2. And we are limiting it to 5 people right now. If situations change, it could go up, it could go down. Depends on what's going on with our virus right now. And then Friday, September 11th, is 11 to 2 also, with 5 people in attendance. Quilt to Your Wilt, which is our late night 5 to midnight sit and sew, is going to be on the 4th Friday, which is September 25th, 5 to midnight. You have to register for these classes because capacity is very low as compared to what we would normally offer. So we're doing the 5 so everybody has their own individual table to sit at. You're not going to be 2 at a table. So enrolling early, first come, first serve. The 11 to 2 sit and sews are $5. The Quilt to Your Wilt is also $5. We will have someone to work the register to cut fabric for you if you're in here for the event. If the event is after shop hours, the shop will be closed to the public and only open to those in attendance. So, as far as class projects coming up, we're going to be starting our beginning quilting, which is a class that Katie has been teaching that teaches you how to make the Take 5 placemats. It's a fairly simple placemat pattern, and it's a great beginner piece because you learn to cut straight, seam straight, finish and bind these placemats by the end of the classes. Then we're going to be doing a beginning applique class, which is a lot more than just a beginning applique class. You're going to learn your machine. You're going to learn the proper stitches. They're going to talk about tension and fusibles and stabilizers and buttonhole stitching and a myriad of things, and you're going to be making notes and little files to work from. We give you a piece of stabilized fabric that you will then practice your stitches on, and next to it you write down exactly what your settings are. So the next time you go to applique, you can pull that paper out and say, oh, I was using this stitch, this is what I need to set. Or I want to use this stitch, this is what I need to set. And then at the end, we make a little mug rug size applique flower piece. And from that, we will be kicking up again our applique classes. It's part of a sit and sew, and you work on applique projects, and we're here to help you enhance your applique skills going forward. Bow ties. I talked about this when I first got it back. This is a pattern I designed. Let me get it up off the table. I need a bigger table or less stuff.
Not less stuff.
This is my bow tie quilt, and it's beautifully quilted by Terry Burris. This is actually made using men's silk and polyester ties. And it's going to be a 2-session class, but there's also going to be a handout that talks about preparing your ties. And there's a bit to preparing them to get them ready to sew with. So we will be posting a date for this shortly. I have to sit down with all my teachers and look at what we can fit in a period of time, because we've lost so much time this year. This is great for a gentleman who's retiring. You can make a smaller section of it. You can do anything you want to with these blocks. So you will receive a pattern that I have written and copyrighted myself with the class. So again, this is going to be the bow tie class, and it's going to be multiple sessions, 2 sessions to put the quilt together, and then you'll have documentation, and I'll do an open door to demonstrate how to take the ties apart. Okay, we have, I have done a lot of designing with flying geese, and I can hear the Flying geese are a piece of cake once you find the method that works for you. And there are several. So as part of this quilt that is called Amazing, and I will be having Linda post a picture as soon as I get it out of storage. I still have 2 boxes of quilts in storage, so once it comes out of storage, we'll be posting a picture. Basically, it's flying geese chasing itself around a quilt. Now, this is a great scrap project, or it could be a planned scrappy project, but I'm going to show you all the different ways to make your geese. And then, once you decide what you want to do, then we'll start making the geese for your quilt. And there is an equation that I have come up with that works individually for each person, because my geese may be 3 3/8, and yours might be 3 1/2, and someone else's might be 3 3/4. So we have to be able to accommodate that as we're putting our quilt together with the sashing. So I have come up with an equation that will teach you exactly what you need to know to get your geese to sit properly in your quilt. And it's also a quilt that can be continuous. You can keep adding geese to it till it gets to a size that you like. No biggie. We have a table topper, which I neglected to grab. It's a circular table topper with applique trees on it for Christmas. It can also be cut into a tree skirt. We are going to be offering that as a class in October. So be watching for that one. It's different than anything that we have done recently. Callinan. Callinan is a very intense looking star that is very easily made. Oh, here's our table topper. My elf went and got it for me. This is the tree skirt / table topper. And what a beautiful effect it is. Just so different. We will have kits available for it, or you can pick your own fabrics when you're ready. But this is going to be an October class. Looks harder than it is, as they all do. Callanan is a quilt that looks extremely difficult. The original quilt is 100 by 100. I am taking it down to approximately 60 inches square for a wall hanging. You can continue on and make it as big as you want, but I don't know how many of us have lots of room for more 100 by 100 quilts. So we are finalizing the yardage on it. I will be showing my sample in the upcoming weeks that is made out of the fabrics that I have picked for the quilt. You can pick your own, but I really like the looks of this. It's very dramatic. So that's again Callanan. 3 sessions. First session, we're going to make a portion of the blocks. Second section, we're going to make your diamonds for your stars. Third session, we're putting it together. And then if you need extra help beyond that, you can sign up for a sit and sew and come in and work on it at sit and sew. So, goodness, I'm all choked up this morning. That's what happens when you go outside. We got the fabrics in to finish our quilt kit for this little snowman panel. Isn't he sweet? The quilt itself measures 50 by 74, so it's almost a twin, and it has these beautiful little snowmen that are pieced in the corners. The kit is $65.99, and again, this is almost a twin. You could add another border and have a twin. Gnomes. We all know how hot the gnomes are. This is our timber gnome kit. We just did another cutting of these because we sold out almost as soon as we put it out.
Be on the recap post. Get a better picture of it.
But this is the little quilt. The kits are $62.99, I believe. They are on our Facebook page. So you can order from there or go out and look at the price and then call us and order.
They're on
Cute little quilt.
on the web page.
On the web page, I'm sorry. And we have lots. Last year I couldn't get buffalo check. I bought extra bolts of the red and the black and white buffalo checks because I ran out so quickly. Another sweet little secret is this is printed on the diagonal. So these are actually straight strips that give you this diagonal effect. So again, that's timber gnomes. And then if you want to pull the snowmen up on top, Linda, these guys.
Yep. We're just watching the coffee. You
Yeah.
can see that.
Okay. And this one, we showed you the pattern, but we didn't show you the quilt. So the quilt is complete, other than a few binding stitches. And what a great addition. Perfect size for the back of your couch, for a wall. Even if you had a good sized table, you could put it on the table as a topper. Really adorable, extremely simple. The only applique is their little nose, just a little vine stitch for their mouth. And what I chose to do, because I've had to replace buttons many times on quilts that I have put through the washer, I used pearl cotton, put my buttons on when it was all done, knotted them on the back, and when it needs to be washed, I clip the thread, pull my buttons off, put them somewhere safe, wash my quilt, and put them back on. So these aren't expensive buttons, but sometimes you're putting expensive buttons or beads on a project, and that's a good way to preserve them.
It's a really good tip.
So there are 5 different backgrounds in the snowman, and it's just a fun little stitch. So with Shop Hop coming, we're not going to run any sales right now. There will be the normal Shop Hop sales that we run every time. We will be drawing the Monday after Shop Hop for all the gifts and prizes. We will be giving away an extra door prize because we've extended the hop. So there'll be an extra door prize in it. And all of the gifts for this hop are gift certificates. So that's nice spending money for you throughout the season, throughout the year, whatever you choose to do with it. So if you have any questions, please ask on Facebook or here on the feed, and I'll try to answer anything I can. We will be doing a wrap-up like we do every week of closer photos of some of the kits and some of the projects. So if you want to see something special, let us know.
We've already had somebody mention about the buffalo check, so I'll do an extra post and show the
Okay.
variations in that so people can see.
And just as we're beginning to wrap up, I actually got to see my sister this week, which was actually a miracle because she's across the country. Most of you know I went out to visit her last year in Oregon. And in the process of doing that, I got to meet her lovely quilting ladies. They got together every week at a shop. Well, now they're getting together pretty much every week on Zoom, and I have been invited to join them. And I have to tell you, it was fun hearing about what's going on from another side of the country versus what's happening here. And just to catch up with everyone and find out everyone's doing well and okay, and talk about what we're all stitching. Because one of the things I found out is a lot of the fabrics that they use out there, we don't necessarily see in shops here. So I had a heyday when I was out there, and I'm still sewing on it. So hi to all the girls, and Diane, I love you. Best sister I could have, although you're my only one. But so I hope you all have a wonderful week and enjoy your weekend. If it's too hot to go outside and hike, get in the car and take an air-conditioned ride somewhere you haven't been in a while. Pack a lunch in a cooler. That way you don't have to interact with others, and you and your family can just have a good visit. So have a good week. If you need me, we're here. So give us a call, drop in. And I think that's a wrap. Thank you, Linda, for all your help today.
Always a pleasure, and just want to let you know that since I'm reading the comments so that you can concentrate on being you, Amy has added, she says, I'm really glad you shared that story. I miss my family and I need to get my parents on Zoom. So
It's something that's there for all of us.
Yep.
You know?
And we want to connect and we want to see everybody that's out there. So
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your comments. Please share with your friends and come back and see us again.
wonderful. We have somebody already saying she wants to take classes.
All right. We look forward to teaching you. It's an art to be shared.